Chosen ones, have you ever wondered why certain messages reach you at exactly the right time? When your spirit is restless, your heart is searching, and your soul longs for deeper answers. This is one of those moments. You didn't stumble here by chance. You were divinely led. God has brought you right to this sacred threshold because He's ready to unveil something that will radically transform your life. This is not a coincidence. This is an appointment with destiny. Before we go any further, I want to take a moment to say thank you, truly, from the depths of my heart, to each of you who have supported this message through Super Thanks. Your generosity fuels this ministry and allows us to continue reaching souls around the world with truth, love, and revelation. Whether you've donated or simply shown up to listen, I am profoundly grateful. Every act of support is seen, valued, and multiplied by God Himself. Now, have you felt it? That inner stirring that you can't quite explain, that sense that something bigger, something holy, is calling your name. What if I told you that today is not just another day, but the day heaven decided to pull back the curtain? The day God says to you, I'm about to tell you everything. Are you ready to receive it? This message is not surface level. This is a spiritual transmission, a divine revelation carrying weight, clarity, and power that will touch every corner of your life, your finances, your health, your mind, your relationships, and your sense of divine calling. If you've ever felt like you were different, like you didn't quite belong in the systems and patterns of this world, it's because you weren't meant to. You were chosen to rise above them. Chosen one, this is your confirmation. The signs you've been seeing, the repeating numbers, the dreams, the divine delays, all of it has been building to this. God is saying, you're not behind. You're right on time. And now I'm going to show you why it had to happen this way. Take a deep breath. Let your spirit receive what your mind might not yet understand. Because when God says, it's time to tell you everything, He's not just preparing to bless you, He's preparing to entrust you with revelation, with responsibility, with supernatural insight that will not only elevate your life, but impact generations to come. This isn't just about breakthroughs, this is about blueprints. You're not simply being set free, you're being shown how to free others. And it starts now. So, if this message is already stirring something deep inside you, I want you to declare your alignment by commenting 777 below. That number is a prophetic act, a spiritual agreement, a sign that you are ready to receive the full weight of what God has prepared. Now, chosen one, open your heart. Listen with your spirit, because what God is about to reveal next will awaken something eternal inside you. Let's go deeper. God's chosen ones, God says, it's time to tell you everything. Listen before midnight strikes. You've been walking by faith for so long that it almost became your second nature, trusting in the unseen, believing without tangible proof, holding on to promises that felt distant. But now, chosen one, you are entering a divine shift. You're about to walk by sight. Those dreams you whispered in the dark, those visions that flickered in moments of stillness, those were never just imagination. They were holy previews, divine sneak peeks of what heaven has written for your life. You didn't invent those hopes. God planted them in you because He intends to fulfill them. Have you ever asked yourself why those specific dreams stayed in your heart all these years? Why do they keep returning when others fade? It's because they were never yours alone. They were echoes of a destiny divinely designed. Think about Joseph. He saw glimpses of greatness as a young man, dreams that even his family laughed at. He was betrayed, discarded, falsely accused, imprisoned, but not forgotten. Behind every delay, God was working. Behind every setback, a strategy. Joseph wasn't just being tested, he was being positioned. And when the appointed time arrived, the doors flung open and everything made sense. He wasn't just rescued, he was elevated. He didn't just receive a blessing, he became a blessing to the nations. Now ask yourself, could the very hardship you're enduring right now be the soil from which your divine promotion will grow? You, chosen one, are walking a parallel road. Your pain was never wasted. Your isolation was never punishment. It was preparation. The enemy wanted you to believe that the silence meant God forgot you, but silence isn't absence. Silence is often the sacred space where God builds what eyes cannot yet see. And now the season has shifted. The wait is over. The hidden things are being revealed. What once felt like a wilderness is transforming into a promised land. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. This isn't wishful thinking. This is divine design. God is not just giving you a future. He's giving you a future with hope. And hope is evidence that His hand is already moving. So what does that mean for your finances, your relationships, your health? It means resurrection. It means restoration. It means reward. The doors that were bolted shut will open not by your might, but by His mandate. Let's take a moment to reflect on someone you may know, Oprah Winfrey. Once a young girl growing up in poverty, abused, overlooked and dismissed, she held on to a dream no one else could see. But God saw it. He saw her value when the world only saw her pain. And look what happened when the season shifted. She became a voice to generations, a carrier of light to millions. Doesn't her story sound familiar? Can you feel the pattern? The ones who are counted out are the ones God crowns. Chosen one, your health is not an afterthought to God. He is renewing your strength like the eagle, filling you with divine energy that no sickness can steal. Your mind is being restored. Your spirit is being recharged. This isn't just about getting better, it's about becoming whole. As it is written, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles." Isaiah 40:31. You will rise, not crawl, not drag yourself. You will soar. Isn't that what you've felt pressing in your spirit lately? Like something in you is ready to break free from everything that once held you down. Think of Tyler Perry, who spent years homeless, broke and struggling to get his vision off the ground. But he didn't quit. He kept sowing, kept creating, kept believing. And God took him from sleeping in a car to building an empire. He didn't just break through, he redefined what breakthrough looks like. That same creative energy, that same relentless fire, it's in you too. What will you do with it now that heaven is breathing on your vision? God's message for you is not a maybe. It's a divine decree. When He says, "It's time to tell you everything," He's not offering suggestions, He's unlocking strategies. You're no longer being kept in the dark. He's giving you spiritual intelligence, clarity, and prophetic instruction. This is not just about material blessings, it's about divine partnership. He's drawing you closer, revealing His heart, His pace, His plan. And with that revelation comes responsibility. Will you align with what He's showing you? Will you obey even when it doesn't make sense yet? You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. Jeremiah 29:13. Chosen one, this is the call to intimacy. God isn't just blessing your life. He's inviting you to know Him deeply, to hear His voice clearly, to walk in step with Him boldly. Can you imagine waking up each day so sure of your steps that even uncertainty cannot shake you? Take a look at Nelson Mandela. He was imprisoned for 27 years, 27 years that looked like wasted time to the world, but in God's view, it was consecration, preparation, and when the doors opened, he walked out not with bitterness, but with purpose, transforming an entire nation. The lesson: delay doesn't mean denial, and sometimes the greatest victories are born in the places that once tried to destroy you. Chosen one, you are not a background character in God's plan. You are a chosen vessel, equipped with divine gifts waiting to be activated. Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. Ephesians 3:20. You've been asking, you've been imagining, but now God is saying, even that isn't big enough for what I'm about to do. And if you ever need one last reminder that what God starts, he finishes, look at Sarah Jakes Roberts. A teenage mother once labeled as a cautionary tale, she rose to become one of the most influential voices in this generation's spiritual movement. Why? Because God doesn't define you by where you've been. He defines you by what he put inside you. And that same power, that same turnaround, that same calling, it's knocking on your door now. Chosen one, let's go deeper into what this transformation really means for you. This isn't just a spiritual upgrade, it's a full divine metamorphosis. When God says he's about to reveal everything, he's not only giving you clarity, he's reintroducing you to you. Not the version of you shaped by fear, mistakes, or others' opinions, but the radiant, powerful masterpiece he intentionally created. Have you ever wondered how different your life would look if you saw yourself through God's eyes, without the guilt, without the shame, without the limits others placed on you? Because that's what's beginning now, a total recalibration of your identity from heaven's perspective. You won't walk in timid hope anymore. You'll move in unshakable confidence, not because you've figured everything out, but because you now fully realize who's holding you. The creator of galaxies holds your hand. That truth alone will raise your posture, shift your voice, and set a fire in your spirit. Just as your soul transforms, so will your appearance. You'll begin to radiate a presence that makes others pause, not because of anything superficial, but because divine favor has marked you. There's a glow that doesn't come from cosmetics or compliments. It comes from heaven's light shining through a surrendered vessel. Have you noticed lately how people are drawn to your energy even when you say nothing? That's not a coincidence. That's the signature of God's presence upon you. Remember Moses. He spent 40 years feeling forgotten on the backside of the wilderness. And yet, God had been preparing him the entire time. When the moment finally came, Moses wasn't just called, he was transformed. After encountering God on Mount Sinai, his face shone with such glory that others couldn't even look at him directly. Exodus 34:29 through 30. Can you imagine that? That's not just biblical history. That's prophetic imagery of what God is doing in you right now. He's lighting you up with a presence that carries authority, purity, and purpose. You are not just being filled, you are being commissioned. As this divine glow increases, so will your impact. You won't just walk into rooms anymore. You'll shift atmospheres. God isn't just blessing you, he's making you the blessing. Wherever you go, healing will follow. Clarity will follow. Breakthrough will follow. Think of Malala Yousafzai, a young girl silenced by violence, yet she rose with wisdom and grace, advocating for education across the world. What the enemy meant for harm, God turned into a global assignment. Her transformation became a light. Chosen one, your voice carries that same weight. Will you dare to speak from your healing? But let's not keep this transformation in abstract terms. It's practical too. God is orchestrating real, tangible opportunities in your life. That quiet idea you've been sitting on, that shift in your heart about starting something new, that urge to reconcile a relationship you thought was beyond saving. These aren't just thoughts. They are divine whispers pointing you to doors that are already being unlocked. You don't have to force it. You just have to walk in it. Do you trust that the ground is firm even if you can't see every step? And here's where it gets even more powerful: your finances. Yes, God is about your soul, but He's also about your provision. When God says, "It's time to tell you everything," He includes the release of abundance. You've endured seasons of just enough, times of scraping by, moments of holding your breath every time a bill arrived. But those days, they're behind you. As Philippians 4:19 declares, "My God shall supply all your need according to His riches in glory by Christ Jesus." That's not poetic language, that's a covenant promise. Now envision this: a river that never runs dry. That's how God describes His provision for you. It doesn't require striving, it responds to alignment. As you say yes to your purpose, the flow increases. Ideas will appear that seem divinely downloaded. Collaborations will form unexpectedly. Job offers, contracts, open doors, they will begin to pursue you. That's not luck. That's divine coordination. Are you ready to stop chasing and start receiving? God isn't blessing you for luxury, He's blessing you for legacy. Your wealth isn't just for your own comfort, it's for your calling. You're being resourced to build, to uplift, to impact. You're not just being enriched, you're being equipped. Consider the life of Truett Cathy, founder of Chick-fil-A. He built an empire not just for profit, but with a mission to honor God in every decision. His success fed millions and funded ministries. That's kingdom wealth, and that same model is being activated in you. You've been taught that wealth is dangerous, that it's hard to attain, that only a few can access it. But God dismantles that thinking with one verse. "For every animal of the forest is mine, and the cattle on 1,000 hills." Psalm 50:10. That's God saying, "Everything belongs to me, and I'll share it with my chosen." Your access isn't based on economy, it's based on covenant. Chosen one, you are stepping into something that goes beyond a breakthrough. You are stepping into a divine inheritance. This isn't just a new chapter, it's a new era. And this revelation you're receiving isn't meant to bless only you. It's meant to outlive you. The clarity, the wealth, the transformation. It's setting your children's children free. It's shifting your bloodline. It's rewriting your family's history. Think of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He often shares about how his family struggled financially, how eviction notices and empty wallets were part of his story. But he took his pain, partnered it with vision, and built not only a career, but a platform of legacy. He didn't just break the cycle, he shattered it. And now his success impacts not just his family, but countless others through generosity and inspiration. That's what God is doing through you. Let me speak this directly to your spirit. You are not just walking in prosperity, you are walking in legacy. The transformation isn't just spiritual, it's generational. As Psalm 112 verse 2 says, "Their children will be mighty in the land. The generation of the upright will be blessed." God is using you as the door. Through you, others will walk into rooms they never thought possible. Through your obedience, entire systems will change. Chosen one, this awakening you're experiencing is not a coincidence. It's a divine event long foretold in the spiritual blueprint of your life. When God says, "It's time to tell you everything," He isn't simply offering information, He is initiating a sacred unveiling. This is an invitation into deeper spiritual vision, a divine shift where you are no longer just surviving life. You're starting to see through it. You're beginning to perceive reality not through fear or limitation, but through the clarity of heaven's lens. Have you noticed lately how your perspective is changing? How things that once disturbed you now reveal purpose? That's not just maturity. That's spiritual awakening. This is more than an external transformation. It's a renewal of your spiritual senses. You will begin to see opportunities where others only see limitations, to speak life where others spread fear, and to sense divine strategy even in the middle of chaos. This is what it means to have the mind of Christ, 1 Corinthians 2:16, and it's being activated in you now. Think of the Apostle Paul, who was once Saul, a persecutor of Christians, blinded by hatred. But after a single encounter with Jesus on the road to Damascus, he received not only sight, but a completely new identity. He went from enemy of the faith to one of its greatest champions. Chosen one, that's what's happening to you. Your old self is being buried, and in its place the true you, bold, clear, redeemed, is rising. This awakening is making sense of the confusion that clouded you before. Those dead ends, they were divine detours. Those delays, they were divine protections. And now God is saying, I'm about to show you everything. You'll begin to realize how every heartbreak had a lesson, how every unanswered prayer had perfect timing, and how the mystery behind your pain now reveals the map to your purpose. The secret things belong to the Lord our God, but the things revealed belong to us and to our children forever. Deuteronomy 29:29. What God is revealing now will not just change your life, it will change generations that come after you. As your spirit awakens, your presence becomes powerful. You're no longer walking into rooms quietly, you're entering as a carrier of light. And this isn't performance, it's alignment. You are walking in the authenticity of who God created you to be. People will begin to notice a stillness in you, a clarity, a glow that no product or filter can produce. That's the residue of divine glory. Just like Esther, who was chosen not for her wealth or status, but because of God's favor, you are stepping into rooms where your very presence will change outcomes. Esther's simple obedience saved a nation. She wasn't loud, but her alignment with God was. Chosen one, are you ready to let your presence speak even when your mouth is silent? This isn't about arrogance, it's about holy confidence. It's about knowing that God has called you by name. Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name, you are mine. Isaiah 43:1. You are no longer defined by your past or your circumstances. You are a royal priesthood, a holy nation, set apart for divine impact. 1 Peter 2:9. And once you embrace this, your walk changes. You move differently when you know who you are. You stop shrinking to make others comfortable. You stop apologizing for your light. You start living like the atmosphere shifter you are. Let's talk about the identity that's being reborn in you. This moment isn't just about what God is doing for you. It's about who you're becoming through it. The version of you that doubted, hesitated, and questioned your worth is being replaced by one who is fearless, focused, and fully aligned. You are being conformed not to the image of this world, but to the image of Christ. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has gone, the new is here. 2 Corinthians 5:17. You've been waiting for the world to affirm you, but heaven already has. You're not becoming someone new. You're returning to who you were always meant to be. And just when you thought God was finished, he speaks of unexpected blessings. These are not scheduled breakthroughs. These are divine surprises. The kind that leave you weeping in awe and saying, only God could have done this. You might be thinking today will be ordinary, but what if, like the woman at the well, you're just one conversation away from destiny? She came for water, but left with revelation. That's what happens when God interrupts your routine with his presence. One word from him can change your entire future. Look at Viola Davis, born in poverty, raised in hardship, overlooked by the world, but never forgotten by God. Her journey seemed impossible, yet today she's not just a celebrated actress. She's an example of resilience, faith, and purpose. Her story reminds us that the unexpected blessings often come after the longest battles. Chosen one, if your struggle has been intense, expect your breakthrough to be unimaginable. These divine surprises aren't just for you, they're going to overflow. You are becoming a conduit of God's goodness. As His blessings pour into your life, they'll spill into your family, your friendships, your community. And this isn't hype, it's holy alignment. Just like Abraham, who was blessed to be a blessing, you are being resourced to restore others. Your story will become someone else's survival guide. Your obedience will unlock doors for people you haven't even met yet. Now, to Him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us. Ephesians 3:20. You've been imagining, but God is about to exceed even that. These coming blessings aren't rewards for perfection. They're the fruit of alignment. You said yes. You stayed faithful. You kept showing up. And now, heaven is responding. Chosen one, don't be surprised when doors open suddenly, when people you've never met want to partner with you, when ideas drop into your mind out of nowhere, and when healing starts where there once was only pain. These aren't coincidences. They're confirmations. Confirmations that you are in the center of God's will. Confirmations that everything the enemy tried to delay is now being accelerated. Think of Stephen Curry. Critics doubted him. Coaches underestimated him. But he trained in silence. And when his moment came, the world couldn't ignore the excellence he carried. He didn't just play, he changed the game. That's your anointing too. Quiet preparation, sudden elevation, undeniable impact. Chosen one, have you ever looked back on your battles and wondered why they were so intense, so personal, so relentless? Why did it feel like the attacks came not just to challenge you, but to crush you? Here's the truth. God is revealing now. It was never about destruction. It was about construction. Every tear you shed, every moment you questioned your worth, every setback you endured was a divine classroom. God wasn't just watching you fight. He was shaping a warrior. He was refining gold in the fire. Could it be that the very pain you tried to pray away was the pressure that produced your power? You faced financial storms, emotional heartbreaks, spiritual warfare, and inner battles no one else knew about. But you're still here, stronger, sharper, more surrendered. Just like David stood before Goliath with nothing but a sling and faith, you stood against giants that mocked your destiny. And look where you are now. Isaiah 54:17 proclaims, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and you are the living proof." Those weapons may have formed, but they didn't win. God used every strike to forge your sword, every betrayal to sharpen your discernment, and every silence to amplify your faith. What if the very scars you carry are signs that you survived what was meant to destroy you? Let's consider the life of Bethany Hamilton. At just 13, she lost her arm in a shark attack, a moment that could have ended her surfing career. But instead of quitting, she leaned into God's strength, returned to surfing, and went on to become a champion and inspiration worldwide. Her battle didn't define her. Her comeback did. That's your story too, chosen one. Your wounds aren't your shame, they're your testimony. Now, as you step into this next chapter, something extraordinary is beginning to unfold. You're going to start seeing the fruit of your faith. Remember the quiet prayers whispered in exhaustion, the nights you sowed tears into your pillow, not knowing if joy would ever return. God was collecting each one, turning them into a harvest of favor. You're about to walk into rooms where you used to only dream, into moments where it feels like every step is drenched in grace, into days that no longer just make it through, but shine with divine evidence. Do you feel it stirring within you, a quiet knowing that you're finally entering the why behind every weight? As Romans 8:18 reminds us, the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that is to be revealed in us. God has not forgotten your labor. In fact, He's been setting a stage behind the curtain for a grand unveiling. And when it opens, the world won't just see success, they'll see Him through you. But chosen one, what God is building in you is not just for this moment, it's for eternity. Let's talk about the legacy you're stepping into. This isn't just about what God is doing for you, it's about what He's doing through you. Your obedience, your resilience, your choices in private moments, these are laying bricks for a spiritual inheritance that will touch generations. Do you understand that your life is now becoming a lighthouse for others? That your breakthrough will become their blueprint? Think about Abraham. He didn't just receive a promise for himself, he received one for nations. His faith birthed legacy. God told him in Genesis 17:5, "I have made you a father of many nations." And even though he didn't see it all with his natural eyes, Abraham walked with the vision that what God said would surely come to pass. That's the legacy forming in you now. God is giving you vision that goes beyond today. This isn't about fame or visibility. It's about impact, about building something eternal with every step you take in faith. One modern-day example is Nelson Mandela. After decades in prison, he emerged not bitter, but built. His leadership, patience, and forgiveness transformed a nation and echoed across the globe. He didn't live just to be remembered. He lived to create a path others could walk after him. Chosen one, are you aware of how your faithfulness is paving the way for those behind you? And as you continue walking forward, something divine is rising within you. Confidence, not worldly bravado, not ego, but holy boldness. A certainty rooted in knowing who you are and whose you are. You no longer second-guess your worth. You no longer shrink for the comfort of others. Because the Creator of the universe is speaking over you. You are mighty, and I am with you. Judges 6:12. As 2 Timothy 1:7 declares, "For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind." That's what's anchoring you now. You're no longer approaching life like a question mark. You're walking in as the answer God planted in the earth. You enter meetings with authority. You make decisions with clarity. You walk through storms with peace. Why? Because you know that every room you step into has already been prepared for you. You don't fight for victory, you walk in it. This confidence isn't just personal, it's magnetic. People will notice, they'll feel the shift in you. They'll hear the certainty in your voice and sense the weight in your words. Like Malcolm X, whose boldness and conviction drew crowds and shook systems. His confidence wasn't just in himself, it was in a cause larger than life. You, chosen one, have a cause bigger than your comfort, and your life is about to echo with purpose. Chosen one, as God continues to reveal His divine blueprint for your life, can you feel the fire He's igniting within you? This fire is not an ordinary emotion. It's not fleeting motivation or surface-level inspiration. It's a holy combustion. It's the sacred passion God placed deep inside you before you ever took your first breath. This fire is your assignment waking up. It's the purpose that's been pulsing beneath the surface of every storm, every silence, and every sleepless night. Do you feel it rising? The unstoppable, undeniable truth that you were made for more than just existing. You are not just receiving words today. You are being activated, empowered, released into a destiny that will not just impact your life, but alter everything around you. God is not whispering anymore. He's declaring, "I'm telling you everything now because you are ready to rise, ready to shine, ready to take hold of the life He dreamt for you before the foundation of the world." And the life He's unveiling is not small. It doesn't blend in. It doesn't whisper. It shakes things. It transforms the ordinary and calls the supernatural into the everyday. Think back to the valleys you've crossed. How did you survive what others collapsed under? How did your faith remain unshaken when everything around you screamed to quit? That wasn't just strength. That was sanctification. That was God building the endurance of someone called to reign. And here you are, still standing, still believing, still burning with holy conviction. Like Job, who lost everything but refused to curse the God he trusted. Your perseverance has been heaven's proof of your purity. And now, God is declaring over you, "Well done, my faithful one. Now, come see the mountain I've prepared for you." Let's talk about the vision God is placing in your heart right now. Are you seeing flashes of a future so big it scares you? That's because it's divine. When he says, "It's time to tell you everything," he's handing you a blueprint, not a preview. This is not fantasy, it's foundation. You are not dreaming too big. You're finally dreaming big enough. God never called you to small assignments. He called you to shift generations. He called you to awaken dormant dreams in others. He called you to tear down strongholds and build platforms of glory. Have you wondered why your vision seems so different from those around you? It's because your calling is different. God didn't make you to copy trends. He made you to set divine standards. Picture this, a life where you wake up every day not with confusion but clarity, where your decisions don't come from stress but from the still voice of divine wisdom, where every door you walk through was pre-opened by favor. That is your divine reality, and you are stepping into it now. Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path. Psalm 119, 105. God is not asking you to guess anymore. He's illuminating your next step. Will you dare to follow it, even when it doesn't look like what you expected? Chosen one, let's talk about the courage God is planting deep within you. This courage doesn't look like loud declarations or constant activity. It looks like quiet conviction. It looks like standing your ground when everything around you shifts. When God speaks truth into your spirit, he doesn't just inform you, he transforms you. He removes the chains of fear, untangles the webs of doubt, and fills you with an unshakable boldness. That's what you're feeling now, the old fear breaking apart. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. This isn't just encouragement, it's instruction. You've been commissioned to walk with divine confidence. Think of David again, not as a king but as a boy with nothing but faith and a slingshot. He faced Goliath not because he was the strongest, but because he believed God was. That same God is backing you. The giants you're facing, be it financial hardship, inner criticism, or impossible odds, are nothing compared to the favor standing beside you. Look at Rosa Parks. One act of courage, one quiet refusal to give up her seat, ignited a nationwide movement. She didn't plan to be a spark. She simply responded with strength. That's the courage rising in you now. You're no longer waiting for approval. You're moving with divine authority. And as you do, others will follow the trail you blaze. You're not just walking, you're leading. You're not just trying, you're transforming. And in this transformation, God isn't just changing you, he's changing your environment. Let's talk about the people he's aligning you with. Have you noticed relationships falling away? That's not rejection, it's realignment. God is pruning your circle, not to punish you, but to prepare you. He's removing every voice that distorted your worth, every presence that drained your energy, and every attachment that limited your growth. It might feel lonely, but what if the isolation was heaven's protection? Now comes the divine connections. People sent by God, not to compete with you, but to complete what he's building through you. They'll understand your vision without you having to shrink it. They'll pray with you, not prey on you. They'll call out your strength, not magnify your flaws. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Proverbs 27:17. These connections are not accidents. They are answers to prayers you forgot you prayed. Consider Tyler Perry. Before his success, he worked odd jobs, lived in his car, and faced rejection after rejection. But in God's perfect timing, the right people came into his life. Mentors, investors, supporters, who aligned with his vision. Today, he builds not just stories, but spaces for others to thrive. That's what divine alignment looks like. That's what God is crafting in your story right now. Chosen one, do not cling to what God is asking you to release, even if it once served a purpose. Not everything is meant to go with you where you're going. Let go with grace, make room with faith, and watch how God fills that space with connections that pour into you, challenge you, and walk with you into the next dimension of destiny. Soon, you'll look around and see a divine tapestry woven from your obedience, your courage, and your trust. You'll see the fire still burning, not because it never faced wind, but because it was never meant to be extinguished. Your life will be a beacon. Your presence will be a lighthouse. Your words, your work, your walk will become instruments of heaven. Chosen one, can you feel the shift in your body and soul, the stirring of something sacred moving through your bones, awakening what once felt worn out or forgotten? As God reveals everything in this season, He is not just speaking to your mind or your spirit, He is speaking to your entire being. He is restoring health, igniting vitality, and renewing you from the inside out. Have you noticed the fatigue that used to weigh you down beginning to lift? That's no coincidence. That's divine restoration in motion. The stress, the exhaustion, the heaviness you've carried, it was never meant to be your portion. And now God is saying, enough. I am renewing you for what's next. You are not meant to drag through life. You were designed to move with holy energy. As Jeremiah 30:17 declares, "But I will restore you to health and heal your wounds, declares the Lord." That is not poetic, it is prophetic. It's a healing that goes beyond medication and therapy. It touches trauma, restores cells, and revives joy. Watch how even your posture begins to shift, how your voice regains strength, how laughter returns to your lips. Not because of anything you forced, but because of everything God is faithfully restoring. Have you seen someone bounce back from what should have destroyed them? Think of Nick Vujicic, born without limbs, yet overflowing with joy, purpose, and spiritual impact. He travels the world inspiring millions, not despite his condition, but through the power of God in it. That's the kind of resurrection power now working in you. People will begin to notice that you look lighter, sound more vibrant, carry something they can't name but deeply feel. That's the glow of the Holy Spirit renewing your temple. And as your body is being restored, so is your discipline. You'll begin craving wholeness, not out of obligation, but out of reverence, eating differently, sleeping intentionally, moving joyfully. This is not a chore, it's worship. 1 Corinthians 6:19 reminds us, "Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is in you? You are becoming a dwelling place for glory, and your life is reflecting it in the way you treat yourself." This renewal isn't superficial, it's spiritual evidence manifesting physically. But health is only the beginning. Let's talk about the divine opportunities that are being unlocked. When God says, "I'm telling you everything," He's not just revealing ideas, He's opening doors. And these doors don't open with effort, they open with alignment. Can you sense something unexpected building? A call to pursue that creative idea, launch that business, step into that leadership role. These aren't coincidences, they're assignments, and they're backed by heaven. Think of Nehemiah, a cupbearer, not a builder. He had no construction training, no official rank, but he had a vision from God. And when the time came, kings funded the mission, walls were rebuilt, and history was made. That same anointing of acceleration is on you, chosen one. God is saying, don't let your current position fool you. Your mission is far bigger than where you started. These doors may feel intimidating. You may question, am I qualified for this? But the truth is, the opportunity wouldn't have found you if grace hadn't already prepared you. Isaiah 22:22 declares, what he opens, no one can shut, and what he shuts, no one can open. This means you don't have to beg for access. You were born with the key. Now is your time to walk through with faith, not fear. Oprah Winfrey once said, luck is a matter of preparation meeting opportunity. But we know, chosen one, that favor is what truly opens the gates. And your favor is increasing because your preparation was born in the furnace of faith. So whether the opportunity looks too big, too fast, or too risky, know this. If God brought it to you, He will carry you through it. And as you walk through these doors, you'll notice something powerful, a peace that goes deeper than logic. Let's talk about it. This peace isn't surface level, it's foundational, the kind of peace that makes no sense to the world, but makes all the difference in your spirit. Philippians 4:7 promises, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. This peace isn't a feeling, it's a fortress. Do you feel the shift already? The things that used to send you spiraling no longer have the same grip. The voices that once caused panic are now drowned out by stillness. That's not you becoming numb, that's you becoming anchored. This peace is changing the way you move. You no longer rush to defend yourself, panic at problems, or worry about what's next. You trust, you rest, you listen. Take, for example, John Newton, the author of Amazing Grace. Once a slave trader, he found peace in Christ that transformed his life and legacy. He went from causing pain to carrying peace. That's the transformation available to every chosen one, and it's already unfolding in you. The way you handle pressure now, the way you respond to conflict, the way you trust in the unseen, it's all evidence of a peace that can only come from God. And this peace isn't just for your comfort, it's for your witness. Others will ask, how are you so calm right now? And you'll respond, because I know who's holding my future. Your peace becomes a sermon. Your steadiness becomes salvation's seed for someone else. That's how the kingdom advances, one peaceful vessel at a time. Think about Mr. Rogers, a gentle soul whose peace-filled demeanor impacted generations of children and adults alike. In a chaotic world, he chose kindness, consistency, and calmness. He taught that you don't have to shout to make a difference. Sometimes peace is the power, and your peace will echo the same. Chosen one, have you noticed the joy rising in your spirit lately? The kind that defies logic, the kind that shows up uninvited, unexplainable, unstoppable. That's not a coincidence. That's divine joy awakening inside you, a supernatural gladness rooted not in your circumstances, but in your identity. As God reveals everything, He's not just pouring purpose into you, He's infusing you with a joy that cannot be shaken. This joy isn't a passing emotion. It's not a brief high. It's a holy force. Have you caught yourself smiling without a reason, laughing even after the storm, feeling a bubbling lightness that seems to spring from nowhere? That's what happens when the joy of the Lord becomes your strength. Nehemiah 8:10. It's rising in you now, chosen one, and it's not just for you. It's for everyone you'll touch. This joy is more than a feeling. It's a weapon, a radiant shield against the darts of discouragement, a melody that drowns out the dissonance of the world. When darkness surrounds you, joy becomes your declaration. I still have light inside me, and that light will draw others, those who are tired, those who are broken, those who desperately need to know that this kind of joy exists. Are you ready to be someone's proof that joy is still possible? Think of Robin Roberts, who faced cancer publicly, yet walked through it with a peace and joy that inspired millions. Her faith didn't just heal her, it lit the way for others to hope again. That's what your joy will do. It will open eyes, it will break chains, it will make people wonder, what do they have that I don't? And you'll tell them, it's not what I have, it's who I have. But joy is only the beginning. As God continues revealing his heart to you, he's awakening boldness, the kind that makes you unafraid to dream big and live louder. You weren't created to play small. You weren't formed in heaven's womb to shrink before fear or settle for survival. Can you feel the fire building, the electricity in your bones when you think of what's possible? That's divine ambition being reactivated. Every dream you thought was too much, every vision you shelved because people didn't understand it, God is saying, that was mine, I gave you that, and now I'm giving you the path to fulfill it. Ephesians 3:20 rings louder now than ever. Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. Chosen one, your imagination hasn't even scratched the surface of what God intends for you. You're not chasing fantasies. You are stepping into divine realities. Get ready for doors to open, for dreams to manifest, and for a future that looks nothing like your past. And if you ever need proof that boldness changes lives, remember Harriet Tubman. Armed with nothing but faith and courage, she led hundreds to freedom, because she trusted a God who showed her visions no one else could see. Now let's talk about influence. Because God isn't just blessing you privately, he's positioning you publicly. You are not meant to hide. You are meant to stand, to speak, to lead. This influence is not about fame. It's about responsibility. It's about carrying light into dark places. As you walk in your calling, your presence will shift rooms. Your words will carry weight. People will begin to listen, not because of your resume, but because of your revelation. Do you feel that stirring? That's the sound of heaven amplifying your voice. Think of Deborah. No royal title, no platform, yet she led Israel with wisdom and fire. She didn't wait for validation. She moved in divine conviction, and God moved with her. That same mantle of leadership is falling on you, whether you lead in your family, your business, your community, or beyond. Your influence will spark revival, not because you're perfect, but because you're available. God is your platform. His glory is your spotlight. And as you lead, something else is awakening, creativity. God is not only showing you his will, he's igniting divine innovation in your spirit, the ideas, the art, the solutions, the blueprints. You weren't imagining them. You were hearing heaven. The projects you delayed, the songs you never sang, the inventions you never shared. God is saying, bring them forth. You're not just a dreamer, you're a creator, made in the image of the Creator. Exodus 31 introduces us to Bezalel, whom God filled with his spirit, wisdom, understanding, and skill to build the tabernacle. That same spirit is filling you now, whether you write, design, build, code, cook, or craft. You're not creating by accident, you're creating by assignment. So what are you waiting to release? What are you still hiding? Could it be that someone's healing is hidden in the thing God asked you to make? And don't think creativity is limited to canvas or code. It's in your problem solving. It's in the way you parent, counsel, build, manage, restore. Your anointed ideas will unlock doors others couldn't find. Just like Steve Jobs revolutionized technology through intuitive design, God will use your creativity to impact lives, industries, and generations. This isn't just about art, it's about legacy. Which brings us to the final, perhaps most powerful revelation in this moment. Freedom. You've been called, blessed, empowered. But now, God is breaking every chain. This is the season where bondage ends. No more fear wrapped in perfectionism, no more shame from yesterday's choices, no more guilt clinging to your healing. You are not a prisoner of your past, you are a reflection of his grace. Isaiah 43. One declares it clearly, do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have summoned you by name. You are mine. Let those words sink in, chosen one. You are His. This freedom will manifest practically. You'll stop repeating patterns that once enslaved you. You'll step away from environments that once drained you. You'll stop apologizing for walking in power. You'll start living as though the chains really are broken, because they are. Like the Israelites walking out of Egypt, not just loosed but claimed. You're stepping into a new identity. You're not just getting free, you are free. And as you live in that freedom, others will follow. Think of Maya Angelou, whose words healed nations and whose voice rose from trauma into triumph. She didn't hide her scars. She wore them as proof of what freedom looks like. That's you now. You are not just a survivor. You are a sign. A sign that freedom in Christ is not only real, but powerful enough to shift atmospheres. Chosen one, let's talk about the wisdom being poured into your spirit in this sacred moment. This is not ordinary insight or surface-level understanding. What God is releasing into you now is divine wisdom, truths that bypass intellect and go straight into revelation. You're not just being informed, you're being equipped. The kind of wisdom that lets you see in the dark, that allows you to interpret silence, and that positions you to make decisions others fear to make. Do you feel the clarity increasing? Do you notice how confusion is giving way to peace? That's divine intelligence awakening. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. James 1:5. And He is giving it freely, abundantly, and unmistakably to you. This wisdom will begin to touch every corner of your life. Conversations will shift. Decisions will become sharper. Your discernment will deepen. You'll notice opportunities hidden beneath problems and patterns within chaos. People will start coming to you, not just for advice, but because your words carry the resonance of heaven. You won't even need to try to sound profound. It will simply be the overflow of what God is doing within you. This isn't just head knowledge, it's heart clarity. Chosen one, you're not just getting smarter. You're becoming a vessel of divine strategy, sent to bring order where there's confusion, light where there's darkness, and truth where there are lies. Think of Solomon, given a kingdom and asked what he wanted. He didn't ask for gold or fame. He asked for wisdom, and God gave him more than he could imagine. His insight drew nations. His wisdom changed lives. And now that same spirit is at work in you. Don't underestimate it. The wisdom you're walking in will shape destinies. But what is wisdom without love? Let's talk about the divine love God is now deepening in you. You are being transformed into an extension of heaven's heart. This is not the kind of love that flatters or enables. This is the love that restores, the love that sees, the love that stays. It's the kind of love that forgives what seems unforgivable, that embraces even when it's not reciprocated. Love never fails. 1 Corinthians 13:8. This love is your new language, your new posture, your new power. Have you ever wondered how you're still able to love after all you've been through? After all the betrayals, misunderstandings, and heartbreaks? That's not your strength. That's the Holy Spirit expanding your heart beyond human limits. This love will draw people to you, not because they idolize you, but because they sense God in you. It's a magnetic pull that invites healing without a word. And chosen one, you will begin to love yourself with the same grace you give others. That love will restore your confidence, purify your motives, and anchor your soul. This love is not soft, it's strong. It tells the truth even when it hurts. It stands up when injustice dares to prevail. It gives without demanding return. That's the kind of love you're carrying now. Think of Mother Teresa. She didn't need a title. Her love was her message. Her touch was healing. That's what love looks like when heaven flows through humanity. Now let's talk about the authority God is awakening in you. You're not just being blessed, you're being authorized. There's a spiritual authority rising in you that no man gave and no man can take. This is heaven's endorsement. You are no longer begging for access. You're building access. You're creating space. You're establishing dominion. I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you. Luke 10:19. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the atmosphere shift without saying a word? That's spiritual weight. That's the presence of God radiating from your obedience. You'll speak, and strongholds will weaken. You'll pray, and heaven will respond. You'll move, and things around you will begin to align. This isn't about being loud. This is about being aligned. God doesn't need volume. He needs vessels. And that's what you are now. Think of Martin Luther King Jr. His words carried a divine weight. He walked in authority that changed nations, not because of political power, but because of divine appointment. That kind of mantle is being placed upon you. You are not a passive participant. You are a co-creator with God, sent to build, to bind, to release, to restore. But why all of this? Why wisdom, love, and authority all at once? Because God isn't just shifting your life, He's igniting a movement through you, a holy revolution. You're not here to simply improve your circumstances. You're here to change the atmosphere, awaken sleeping hearts, and stir dead places to life. When God says, "It's time to tell you everything," He's saying, "I'm handing you the keys to change everything." You are not just a receiver, you are a catalyst. This movement begins with you, but it will not end with you. Feel that fire in your chest. That's not hype, that's destiny. You've endured wilderness seasons because the weight of your calling required preparation. Every rejection was training, every delay was design, every heartbreak was holy refinement. And now, God is releasing the full revelation. You're not stepping into blessing just for your sake. You're stepping into it for generations to come. Let's talk about legacy, chosen one. You're not here for applause. You're here to leave impact, eternal impact. Your story, your resilience, your obedience are building something far greater than temporary success. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. Proverbs 13:22. And you're doing just that. You're not just storing up wealth. You're building spiritual inheritance, the kind of legacy that empowers, protects, and preserves the next generation. Think of Ruth. She had no titles, no advantages, but her loyalty, her faith, her bold steps placed her directly in the lineage of Jesus Christ. What started as a broken season ended in a legacy that changed the world. That's what your obedience is doing now. The choices you're making today, the prayers you're praying, the people you're forgiving, the sacrifices you're offering, they are not in vain. They are legacy seeds, and they will multiply. Chosen one, let's talk about the resilience that God has been building deep within you, quietly, steadily, and powerfully, as He reveals everything. You may not have realized it in the moment, but every hardship you've endured was forging something divine in you. God wasn't just letting you survive storms. He was teaching you how to command peace in the middle of them. The sleepless nights, the heavy days, the betrayals that threatened to shatter you, they were not in vain. They were chiseling you into an unbreakable vessel. Do you see it now? Do you feel it? You've been through what would have crushed others, yet here you are, stronger, wiser, still standing. That's not coincidence, that's divine craftsmanship. As Paul wrote in 2 Corinthians 4:8-9, we are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed. This isn't just a passage, it's your testimony. Resilience is your superpower. It's the refusal to collapse under weight. It's the will to smile through uncertainty. It's the sacred ability to rise again and again, declaring to heaven and hell alike, I'm still here, and I still believe. Think of Bethany Hamilton, a surfer who lost her arm in a shark attack but never lost her faith or her fight. Her story didn't stop in tragedy. It became a global message of strength. That's what's happening with you, chosen one. Your strength is becoming someone else's permission to keep going. Now, let's talk about the clarity that God is placing over your life, like a fresh sunrise after a long night. This is more than just direction. It's revelation. The fog that's hung over your decisions, the confusion that's kept you second-guessing your steps, the paralyzing doubt that's whispered, what if you're wrong? It's breaking. God is clearing the path. Can you sense it? That calm certainty replacing the noise. That's heaven guiding your eyes. You're beginning to see not just where you are, but why you had to come this way. And that kind of insight changes everything. You no longer panic at redirections. You recognize them as divine reroutes. Think of Daniel, placed in Babylon's court, yet moving with such clarity that kings trusted him and nations watched him. He sought wisdom, and God gave it. That's your calling now. Divine clarity, holy understanding, insight that reveals patterns others overlook. This clarity will make you a leader. People will follow your peace. They'll listen for your voice, and you'll say, it's not me. It's the God who reveals all things. Your life becomes a lighthouse for those still lost in confusion. Let's shift to the joy of serving, a joy that's no longer optional for you. It's essential. God isn't just blessing you to fill your cup. He's doing it to overflow into others. Can you feel that urge to give, to help, to lift someone else? That's divine compassion being activated. Your service, whether it's mentoring someone, feeding a family, offering wisdom, or simply listening, isn't small. It's holy. Let your light so shine before others that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16. That's your mission. You are a spark in someone else's darkness, a safe place in someone's storm. And the beauty is, this service won't drain you, it will fill you. You'll find joy not in what you accumulate, but in how you bless. Every seed you sow becomes a tree in someone else's garden. Look at Princess Diana, who, despite the world watching her, used her influence to serve, comforting AIDS patients, touching lepers, advocating for the voiceless. Her legacy wasn't in her crown, it was in her compassion. That's what true chosen ones do. They serve in love without applause, and heaven rewards them openly. Now, chosen one, let's talk about your faith. Not the faith you learned in Sunday school or the faith you practiced when life was easy, but the faith that has held you together when everything else fell apart. This is mountain-moving, miracle-making, storm-silencing faith. The kind that sees a locked door and speaks, open. The kind that hears, it's impossible, and responds, watch God. That kind of faith is alive in you now. Truly, I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, it will move mountains. Matthew 17:20. You've been praying through tears, believing when there was no evidence, speaking hope when everyone else spoke fear. And now God is saying, I've seen it, I've heard it, and I'm about to honor it. Don't be surprised when the very thing you thought was too far comes running toward you. Your faith is pulling the impossible into reality. Think of George Muller, who fed thousands of orphans in the 1800s solely through faith. He never asked for money, he prayed, and the resources always came. He didn't work miracles, his faith did. You carry that same power now. Faith isn't your backup plan, it's your engine, and it's what God is using to shake the earth around you. So, chosen one, here's what's happening all at once. Your resilience is making you unshakable. Your clarity is making you a leader. Your service is becoming someone's breakthrough, and your faith is activating miracles. Do you understand how powerful that is? You're no longer reacting to life. You're shaping it with every step you take in divine alignment. People will wonder how you're so steady, so strong, so full of hope, and you'll point to the one who gave it all to you. Your life is becoming a testimony in motion, a sermon with skin on it. You're not just enduring, you're embodying glory. So rise up, smile even when you don't know how it will all work out. Give even when you're still waiting. Speak truth even when your voice shakes. Believe even when the outcome looks delayed, because the God who reveals everything is revealing it now in you and through you, and what's coming next will make every battle worth it. Beloved chosen one, as we close this sacred moment together, let this truth rest deeply in your spirit. God is not finished with you, not even close. As He continues to reveal everything, He is not simply showing you what's ahead, He is reigniting what's within. Your journey, your scars, your silent prayers have all led to this divine inflection point where heaven is whispering, hope again. The dreams you buried, He's resurrecting them. The doors you thought were closed for good, He's reopening them. And the future you thought had passed you by, He's placing it right back in your hands, stamped with purpose and sealed with His promises. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in Him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Romans 15:13. This isn't just a verse. It's your reality. You're about to walk through life with a new lens, one that doesn't just see obstacles but divine opportunities. You will face each day, not with fear, but with expectation. Because you've seen too much, endured too much, and been sustained through too much, not to believe that God has something extraordinary on the other side. And now, with that hope burning in your chest like a holy fire, I want to take a moment to speak from my heart to yours. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing these words, this message, and this movement of the Spirit to meet you in this season of revelation. Whether you've been watching for a while or you just found this message today, your presence matters. You are not just an audience. You are a living part of this divine unfolding. To those who support this channel through your kind words, prayers, and super thanks, thank you from the depths of my heart. Your generosity helps keep this message flowing to those who need it most. And whether you give or not, know this: you are deeply valued. You are seen. You are loved. Just showing up and engaging is already a blessing, and I don't take that lightly. If this word has spoken to your heart, and if you feel led to sow into this ministry through the Super Thanks button, I humbly invite you to do so. Your support fuels the mission to spread God's light far and wide. But whether you give or simply leave a comment of encouragement, I am equally grateful. God sees your heart, and your presence here is enough. I declare blessings over you right now, blessings of clarity, favor, healing, divine relationships, and abundant joy. May your faith be stirred, may your vision be sharpened, and may your hope overflow. I pray that everything God has revealed will not just stir you, but activate you, that you would walk boldly into the life He's prepared, with your shoulders back, your head high, and your heart full of holy fire. Chosen one, the best is not behind you. The best is not just coming. The best is unfolding through you. Let the world see what happens when God reveals everything to a child who dares to believe. Until next time, stay grounded in grace, overflowing in hope, and blazing with divine purpose. I love you. I'm praying for you, and heaven is cheering you on.